Hey guys, it's Katie. I was just going to kind of show you some things that I like to do. If you recall these cards that I made a couple of days ago, using the Summer Vibes card kit, and it comes with this adorable stamp set and thin cuts. And so I had all these extras from when I was actually making these little focal pieces. So when I run my thin cuts through my die cutting machine, I always try to place them on the piece of cardstock in a pattern that I know that I can use later. So out of all those scraps, I have these two pieces. Now I deliberately did this one where it is 4¼ inch wide, so I can use on a card front. And then this one is 5½, if you can see there. So I love to just not waste, as I think that most scrapbookers and card makers have a little bit of that in them. But I just kind of wanted to show you how easy it is to complete a card once you have those pieces. So I'm just taking one of our card bases, and of course I have that Summer Vibes stamp set and thin cut here. I won't be needing the thin cuts because they're already done. And then I am just going to kind of design a card where this can pop up and then the images can be stamped directly onto my card front. So let me see. I think I want this probably, let's do it down at the bottom. So let me pull that paper packet. Okay, so I have all the scraps from my card kit. Let's pull that zip strip out. I've got a couple of little bitty tiny zip strips here. I can get a hold of them. Got some cardstock, and then I've got some pattern paper. Okay, so I wanted this probably about 3/4 inch from the bottom. So let me see what I'm working with here. Okay. So let's just do, actually, let's do this. That's too skinny. You know, I want to do the, I don't mind the waves going the wrong direction. So I'm just going to cut this at 1 inch. No, I'm going to go ahead and cut it at 3/4 inch. And then I kind of want this, let's do the dark. So I'm going to cut it at 4¼ inch. And that's going to be this piece down here. And then for the top piece, I think I want to do, so let's see what that measures. 4 inches, so 2¼ just to be safe. So I'm going to go ahead and do 4¼ and then cut it down to 2¼ . Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just put my cutter to the side. I'm probably going to cut some strips of cardstock, but not right now. I'm going to go ahead and adhere these pieces down to my card front. And I think I want this wave pattern to go light to dark, left to right, if that makes sense. So I'm also going to adhere this piece down. Now, Summer Vibes is brand new. It debuted on July 1st. Of course, you can tell by the cards that I previously posted, as well as these pattern papers right here. It's very summery. It is available until the end of August or while supplies last. So, you might want to go ahead and grab yours. I'll leave the link to that collection. There's tons of stuff. There's paper packets, sticker sheets. If you're not a sticker fan, you can get the paper packet without the sticker sheet. There's scrapbook kits, card kits, everything imaginable. So I've got that done. And then I'm just going to kind of lay this down and use this as a guide for my stamping. Now the good thing about this is these holes are actually a little larger than the stamped image that I'll be using. So the most important thing is for me when I ink these up, I will be coloring these using some of our shimmer brushes. So I want to use our intense black ink pad. But when I ink this up, I should be able to just ink it up in those little holes, but I want to make sure that this ink doesn't get anywhere on my block, if that makes sense. That way it doesn't get on my card base. So I'm just going to ink that up again in intense black, and that's going to allow me to use watercolor pencils, anything like that. And because I have an acrylic block and a polymer stamp, I'm going to be able to ink that up right in the middle. So you can see that there. Okay, so I'm just going to clean this off. Okay, so let's do the popsicle next. I think on this one, no, I'm still going to use the bigger block. The thing with bigger blocks that I like is it allows you to see the outline better. So where you think that you might want to use, you know, like our 1x3 or 1x4 block, the problem with that is that you wouldn't be able to see the edge of this cutout as well as you would be able to with this bigger block. So I'm just going to stamp that right there. Got a little bit of water right there for my hands, so hopefully that will dry. And then, so our last image is going to be the snow cone. And then comes the fun part of coloring these little images in. You might be asking, well, why are you doing this? Well, I'm going to add 3D foam tape to this piece, and then I might even try to make it a shaker. I have some fun sequins and little polymer clay confetti-like stuff that I may try to use in this. I just don't know if it's going to be thick enough for me to put some 3D foam tape right there, so we'll have to see. So I'm going to pull out the same colors that I used in these other cards. So these are our old watercolor pencils. Any watercolor pencils would work. And then you could also use, you know, like alcohol markers or some kind of blending marker. So I'm just going to color really dark on this right side of this popsicle. And then a little lighter hand in the middle. And then even lighter on this right side. And your coloring doesn't have to be perfect because we are going to be blending it with a clear shimmer brush. So I want the brown popsicle. I'm going to use the same brown while I have it out to go ahead and shade this ice cream cone. So the good thing about watercolor pencils is I can leave all of that white, but by the time I come in and shade it, it's gonna be full, I guess, for lack of a better word. So then I'm taking this peach color and kind of shading in that part. And then for the snow cone top, I'm gonna do just yellow. I like to color in circles sometimes. Seems like I get better coverage. Even though you won't be able to see the lines once I add the clear shimmer brush. And then this ice cream, I think I want strawberries and cream. So I'm going to bring in some pink right here. Okay, and then I'm going to take the clear shimmer brush, if I can find it from the other day. There it is. And so I want to start on the dark because it's going to pick up some of that dark color. And then I also want to do color families. So of course, this turquoise doesn't have any more colors on those other two images, but I'm going to clean that off on a scratch piece of paper. And then I'm going to go with the brown because I've got this popsicle stick, and then I've got this cone. And see how that shimmer brush just picks up all that color and puts it other places. And then I'm going to go with the peach. And the other color that's similar to the peach is this pink for the strawberry swirls. And then last, I'm going to go the yellow and then blend into the orange. And that way my yellow will kind of stay intact. Okay, so I've colored those in. You can see that little bit of sparkle on there. And then I am going to add this. I think what I'm going to do is this stamp set comes with these cute little sprinkles. I think I'm going to random stamp these sprinkles in smoothie ink all around this. Let me go grab a piece of copy paper. Okay. So I'm just going to open up the smoothie. And I think I'm going to do the same. If you saw my YouTube video of the regular card kit, close my heart, not only in the fully color illustrated guide does it show you what the card looks like, but then it also gives you tips and tricks. And so one of their tricks was stamping this, but also using the second generation. So if you notice that once I stamp it once, I don't ink it back up and then I stamp it off again. That's called second generation, which gives you a lighter version of the stamped image. So I can just go in and I can fill in any holes, put it back on there. Okay, I like that. It's a whole lot better than just plain white. So I'm going to clean that off with my stamp chamois, put that back on my carrier sheet. Okay, I'm digging that, but let's see how this will look. Or okay, so bear with me. Okay, so I'm going to cut this down to 4 1/4. And I kind of want the scallops even, so I'm just going to move it over just a little bit. And see, I have that partial scallop. Then I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to cut again, and that way I have 2 partial scallops on the edges. And then I am just going to fussy cut, but I'm going to leave a white border. I just didn't want the straight white border, if that makes sense. That's why I'm cutting it out. So I'm going to leave just a tiny bit. It also, when you're cutting round edges, I don't know if you can tell in the video, but I'm actually moving the paper, not the scissors. My scissors are staying still and I'm moving the paper. That one was really flat on the top. So we're going to see how this looks. If I don't like it, then I don't know what we're going to do. So I have that. Oh yeah, I like that. Let me let my dog in. He's scratching. Hold on. Okay. So I'm just going to add adhesive to the back of here. Gonna put this down flush with the bottom of this wave paper, and then I am going to pull out our everyday use, and then I have a pair that has a ribbon tied around it, so that's used for only cutting ribbon. And then the light handles are non-stick, which makes it really easy to cut anything sticky, and the non-stick blade, you won't get all that gunk everywhere. So I am just going to attempt to cut this in half lengthwise to make super thin pieces, and then I don't think I'm going to be able to do a shaker. So, mainly because some of these pieces, I don't want you to see that. So y'all are going to have to check back for a shaker. This one isn't going to be a shaker. Number one, I would have put my acetate down already underneath all of this stuff if it was going to be a shaker. And number two, I really just wanted it to go to shake more than just the centers. And I think with these little bitty tiny pieces over here, I don't think it would have worked. I probably could have used some ingenuity and made it work, but I really want this to be a quick video. I'm going to try my best not to speed any of it up, and that way you can see how easy these cards come together when you're provided wonderful products, inspiration, and everything else. So, me likey. What do y'all think? That's just for fun. Let me see. So, of course, I have tons of sequins from Close to My Heart. And then I also found this girl on Instagram. It's Mini Wish. And she makes the cutest. These are polymer clay confettis. Isn't that just not the cutest thing ever? And so I wanted to use some of that, but I think I'll save those watermelons for something also like that. But I think I'm just going to try to use regular sequins. And of course I'm digging the rose gold with these colors. Okay, so less is more. So I'm probably going to take just a few of these back. Okay, so now let's see how we can finagle it, since I didn't do this in the right order the first time. So traditionally in shakers, before I added this foam piece, I would have added some clear acetate. But now that we're past that, I need to add acetate afterwards. We do have shaker windows. Close to My Heart sells these round shaker window foam and acetate. And, you know, your projects don't necessarily have to be round. They can, you know, be cutouts, just as long as the circle goes around it. Well, we don't have that luxury. So my next thing is I have a package of just plain old transparency sheets that I like to use. So you can get these from any teacher supply store. I mean, Walmart might even have them. But what I'm going to try and do is cut right here. And then cut right here. So I've got that width right, but I have this little part right here. Okay, so that one's going to stick in there. I'm going to go ahead and add some liquid adhesive so that will stick. I really prefer liquid glass for my liquid adhesive on these transparencies. Mainly because I've only used liquid glass for so long, except recently. You know, I've tried the Tombow liquid adhesive, but I haven't tried Tombow liquid adhesive for acetate. So this is purely for comfort. Since I haven't tried the other ones, I just want to make sure that this one sticks, and I'm used to liquid glass. I guess I need to break out the other ones and actually do a project with it to see if it works. And then I need to fill in these holes that I left before I was going to make it a shaker. Okay. And that one I'll leave. That way those can kind of flow freely. I'm going to put that in there. That in there. And there are tiny little bitty sequins that probably could fall out of some of those holes, but I really don't think so. So for this one again, I'm going to line it up. I'm going to cut right across there and right across there. And again, the only reason this is having to be pieced together is because it was an afterthought. Otherwise, shaker windows are really simple, really easy to do. You don't have to do all this measuring and freehand cutting. So if you're new to shaker windows, you know, don't let this scare you off. But that one's not long enough. So can't use that one. Gonna have to cut another one. That squeezed down in there. Get that trimmed off. Okay, so last one. Hang in there with me. If you are still here, thank you very much for sticking with me. I don't know if you can see, but this acetate's also kind of slipping up underneath that foam acetate. So let's get these boogers back in place. Now remember, I have a separation between the three. So we are going to scrape those off. And then apply a little. I want to get those little bitty tiny ones that always fall to the bottom. A little. There's pink ones too. And a little. Okay, so now let's take the backing off of this foam tape and lay this booger down. So I will leave links down in the description. To expand the description, there should be a little arrow, and you either click that or there should be a more, depending if you're watching on a desktop or a phone. So you just expand that little description and then read everything, which will have all my links to these products. Okay, we're going to use the sentiment Treat Yourself. I don't know if y'all are big movie fans, but one of my favorite movies is with Matthew McConaughey and Kate Hudson, How to Lose a Guy. And you know, he's a marketing person, and so he's trying to come up with that slogan for that diamond. I think it's the Delowers. And so every time I see this Treat Yourself, it reminds me of that campaign slogan, Ice Yourself. Y'all know what I'm talking about? So it says Treat Yourself, so cute. And then all you need is Love and Sprinkles. So I'm also going to ink that up. And again, I'm just using my regular black ink to do this since we are not adding any color. All you need is Love and Sprinkles. Oh, how cute is that? Okay, thank you so much for hanging around and watching. Thanks for, going along with me as I try to figure out what I want to do. I don't do a whole lot of these live, per se, YouTubes because I do take a while to figure things out. But thank you so much for sticking around. Again, check out in the comments all the products, or in the description, all the products that I used. And if you like what you saw, please consider giving me a thumbs up and leaving a comment. And as always, I would love to have you subscribe to my channel so you can keep up with all the other crafty videos I may post. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful week. Bye.